Celtics in the beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Tonight, the NBA on 2K Sports is the place to be. We're holding court at the home of the Celtics in the beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Tonight, the NBA on 2K Sports is the place to be. We're holding court at the home of the Celtics in the beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Tonight, the NBA on 2K Sports.
Now look at the Boston. They play terrific basketball. They have the success they had last season. Now look at the Boston. They play terrific basketball. They have the success they had last season. Now look at the Boston.
Well, he said to me, guys, with no degree of uncertainty, that their defense is what was likely to allow them to come out on top. He said, we're studying the tapes and the dates before the game, and really repeating that there's no degree of uncertainty that their defense very able to match up for them out on top. He said, studying the tapes and the dates before the game, and really repeating that there's no degree of uncertainty that for a lot of teams, very able to start with good defense. He said, what I appreciate
showing off his defensive instincts by making plays just like that.
Barbosa, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. One more thing, Clark, about Rivers. He's been fantastic as a coach in the postseason. Steve, he's had a winning percentage of over 500.
Well, add in the title and plus the 4 straight 50-win seasons, and it's easy to see why Doc Rivers is considered one of the best coaches that we have in the NBA right now.
Here's the monster, just 5 on the clock. Launches a 3. Raptors trail by 3. Here's the monster, just 5 on the clock. Davis dishes to Weems. Passes it to Barbosa. He dishes it to Bayless. Over Rondo. Davis dishes to Weems. A second chance effort. And there's the nice layup by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 points so far. Rondo kicks to Wafer. Here's the monster. Lets it go from deep. Can't get it to go. Here is Bayless. His last outing, he had 8 points. So they take the lead.
Excellent peripheral vision to be able to make that dish into the low post. Well done.
And here comes Rondo. The dish to Wafer. Here's the monster, covered by Barbosa. Here's the monster. Boston again missing.
He'd like to start this quarter over, I'm sure.
No rhythm, Steve, at all. He just can't seem to find it.
Bayless the pass to Weems. He feeds it to Bayless. He's picked up by Rondo. Shot clock at 3. From the line. And it's off the back rim. Wafer, where if it goes, can't hit. On his first quarter of play, we've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Raptors, leading by just 1.
Tune in this Thursday.
I'm a bud, I'm a tree, I'm a black, I'm a plane on the ground underneath the rain in the sky.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Calderon and DeRozan are the guards. Bargnani is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Davis at the small forward position. And good on the basket. Book it. Here's Rondo, averaging 9 points per contest.
You know, guys, I think the Celtics actually came into the playoffs last season with a little less swagger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in a trade seemed to shake them up a little bit. And with Shaq really unable to contribute due to injuries, a team used to being big inside perhaps felt a little smaller.
Calderon with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. 5 on the clock. He's picked up by Rondo. Rondo gets the reach-in call. That's his first foul. Clark has set the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries. That did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court. The dislocated elbow of Rajon Rondo also factored in. Steve, that was a huge hit for that team.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had a tough time scoring. In fact, Miami really played him and Boston kind of 5-on-4. They didn't honor his offense, and it really cost Boston.
Johnson dishes to Calderon. He kicks it to Bargnani. The Raptors need to get a shot off. From 20 feet out, and it's Calderon, that time on the assist by Bargnani. Calderon's got his second basket of the game. Here's against Johnson. Here's the monster. He picked up 18 points in the last one against Washington. And the shot is good. 9 points in the game so far.
You know, Andre Bargnani, Kevin, out of Italy, has always been a tantalizing scorer. 7 feet tall with tremendous shooting range. He's compared to Dirk Nowitzki, but his defense still needs some work.
Solo break. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Boston. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference. And checking out Toronto, they're looking at what they can do to salvage the rest of the season.
When you look at Toronto, they've proven they have a long way to go if they're going to be a competitive team in this league.
And even if they weren't expected to play at a high level this year, I think most people felt they were capable of being better than what they're showing right now.
Some changes for Boston. Kevin Garnett has checked in for O'Neal, and Glenn Davis subbed in for Paul Pierce. The Raptors also changing it up. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Johnson. Barbosa comes in for Ed Davis. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Jose Calderon. Feeds it to Bargnani. Shoots. Rebounded by the Celtics. Garnett's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Parker talking about Bargnani with his length, probably a better post defender than he's giving credits for. Steve, the problem is everything else.
That's right. Kevin, not a very good help defender, not much of a factor on the boards, but he is a talent. I mean, the way he shoots the ball at 7 feet, he kind of reminds you of Dirk Nowitzki, but to this point, he has not been able to have that kind of an effect on a team, that kind of dominating effect on a game. And Leandro Barbosa, a long-time, very productive player for the Phoenix Suns, eventually traded to Toronto before last season and had a nice year for the Raptors.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Barbosa, Steve, you know, happy to join the Raptors like you were talking about. And Clark, that was a place where he knew he could get a little bit more playing time.
Yeah, and at the point in his career where he was, that was important to him to have a chance to showcase that unbelievable speed and shooting ability. I think he's the kind of guy that has personal spurtability. Usually it's a team thing with me, but he's got personal spurtability. A lot of points in limited time.
Here's DeRozan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. DeRozan's got 6.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
Here's the monster. 10 points for him. Gets it to go. And the Celtics lead by 1.
He got off to a slow start, but now he's starting to get that jumper flowing.
Now Bayless. Now the pass to Bargnani. Knocked away. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. These players have been dominant on the glass in their last 10 games, leading the NBA in rebounding. Celtics lead by 1.
And it's halftime in Boston in a close one.
Welcome back. Here's Calderon.
I'll tell you what, guys, for the Raptors last season, a huge drop-off in their road record. I mean, just 6 wins all season long. The prior season, they had won 15 on the road.
So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. The monster in at point guard. Davis out there with Murphy. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Pierce in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Raptors, 6 wins on the road. Clark, you talked about that. Not unusual for a team that Steve won only 22 games all year.
Yeah, not at all. And I'm sure with their high-scoring style, they gave the opponent's home fans some exciting games to watch, but, you know, that's half the problem. They're so offensive-minded that their games just became track meets, and it's tough to win on the road when you don't defend.
Clock at 2. Weems. The rebound by Pierce. Pierce has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one, and that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Some changes for Boston. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Murphy. Garnett comes in for Glenn Davis. And it's Allen in for Avery Bradley. The Raptors also changing it up. Bargnani is checked in for Davis. DeRozan comes in for Linus Kleza. And it's Barbosa in for Sonny Weems. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Calderon. DeRozan's got 10 points. Here's the monster. He's got 13. Good look. And the shot is good from Garnett.
You threaten the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense. I love Kevin Garnett. He's kind of an old school player. He doesn't hug players before or after the game. In fact, a lot of people think he's sort of disrespectful, but he just wants to win. He is a nasty competitor. What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him. Bring help and make him move the ball.
He's guarded by Johnson. Count that one. 6 points for Garnett. You talk about Kevin Garnett, and Clark, you just talked about his demeanor on the floor. One thing's for certain, KG's between those lines. The last thing he's thinking about is making friends.
Yeah, he's got plenty of bark and bite to him. And some people are a little put off by it, but he's been that way pretty much his whole career. I don't see it changing. It served him too well.
Celtics leading by 4. Down low. Kicks it out to Allen. Lets it go with a 3. That's good. Allen's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Calderon. He's tightly guarded. Here's Barbosa. And it's off from 3-point range. Balanced scoring, Clark and Steve, for them. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watch it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
Well,
Right, Steve?
Yeah, pass the cream, too. I mean, while you're at it. I mean, this has been something to watch.
Here's Pierce. Left side, Pierce. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Pierce has got 6 points in the quarter.
Now, the only way to stop him is to keep him from getting the ball in the first place.
And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 14. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He was far from happy in the huddle and asked his players, why are we not taking care of the basketball? Don't keep forcing passes where there's no lane. We are wasting possessions, and it has to stop.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
Here's the monster. Now here's Garnett. It falls. And the Celtics lead by 13.
He continues to do everything well out there.
You know what? And it's really hard based on that to determine what he's done best so far.
So for Toronto right now, they've got Bargnani. Calderon is out there with Barbosa. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Johnson in at the 4 slot. Pierce with the steal.
You can't get too loose with the ball down on the low post. Too easy to steal it. Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one will be put away if they can get just a few more buckets. You can put it on ice.
And Bargnani backs in over O'Neal. No good from Bargnani.
The defense a little shaky there, and he had a good look.
It's stolen by Calderon. And here's the fast break. Pushes up. Drops in the breakaway layup. Here's the monster. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Fires top of the key. And it's good.
That's a dagger. That will probably finish this game.
Yeah, it's over, Steve. Convincing closeout.
And here is Barbosa. Tipped.
What a great job playing the passing lane.
Here's the break. Allen kicks to Pierce from downtown. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Guys, untidy. You've got to value the possession of the basketball.
I know you agree with that, Steve.
No, totally. You got to play with control and composure, Kevin.
Inside leaner. Oh, off target. Barbosa with it. Unloads from 9. And it's sent back by Garnett. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
We're starting to hear talk that you could possibly be traded to one of a few different teams. Are you aware of any of this?
Word gets around, man. But if that's the biggest piece of news you've gotten out of the rumor mill, then you're seriously missing out. I got some really good inside info that I'm sure you'd love to hear. Except I'm not one to be spreading rumors, so, you'll just have to find it out for yourself. Just know it ain't got nothing to do with me, all right?
Back to when they used to shapeshift and shift right back. Before I picked up the mic and started writing rhymes, I could alter my form at any given time. Shape, shift, shape, shift, shape, shape, shift, shift.
And there, the Celtics earlier getting set to play. We're holding court at the home of the Celtics here in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. This is Kevin Harlan here, joined by Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Glad you decided to spend your Friday night with us. The NBA on 2K Sports. You look at the Bucks. This is a determined team right now, and they've gone 7-1 in what's been a terrific. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
Well, Kevin, he wasn't nearly as concerned about putting a bunch of points on the board as he was about limiting the scoring on the other end. He said defensively, they should be able to dominate this game. Let's watch and see, Kevin.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. That's a mantra, Clark, we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
Yeah, you hear it all the time, Kevin, and that's the identity they want to have today, and I think it'll work for them as long as they execute it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one thing to say it, but you got to bring it. And I think this team has to show great energy and aggression early on if they're going to win this game.
The Celtics on offense, 4-point game.
You know, looking back now to the 1998 draft, I'm sure there are some teams that picked ahead of Boston in that 10th spot that would like to do that one over and maybe take Paul Pierce, because he slid down that draft a little further than people expected, and he's become an absolute superstar for the Boston Celtics. Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Left side, Pierce. Here's the monster. A 17-point game for him in the win against Toronto. 4 on the clock. Rondo passes to Pierce. Launches a 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston. Now Boykins, averaging 10 points per contest. Ball's knocked loose, out of bounds, and they retain possession. This is a look at the NBA's assist leaders over the last 10 games. Man, can these guys pass the ball? As you take a look at Rondo, one of the best passers in the NBA, always looking to get his teammates involved.
Boy, he's really done a nice job of looking for his teammates and getting them the ball on time and in rhythm, and it's resulted in more open looks for his team, and that's all good.
Making a switch here with the Celtics. O'Neal's checked in. Here's Jennings, and Allen picks him up defensively. And they're able to recover. Shot's good from Mbamute. Here's Rondo, averaging 8 points a game. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove.
Three-pointer. Shot is no good. And the Bucks going the other way right now. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And it was a total group effort offensively. That was the key. A great game for the bench guys.
Well, one of the things you want from your bench guys is energy and enthusiasm, and when you bring it, you can make an impact on the game.
6 to shoot. Here's Jennings. Offensive rebound. Bogut. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Jermaine O'Neal. First free throw is good. Thinking back to Paul Pierce's draft out of Kansas, even at that time, it was somewhat surprising to see him drop like that in the rotation.
It really was. I can remember thinking about Paul Pierce and how I thought he was the one guy in that draft who really had a ready-made NBA position in game. And to see him slide, that's why the draft is more art than science. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's all about what happens when you get to the NBA, and he's proven to be a Hall of Famer.
And historically, one of the great Celtic scorers of all time.
Without question.
Here's the monster. Drains it from beyond the arc.
You are really living dangerously if you let him roam free in three-point land. He's a dangerous marksman from out there.
Jennings kicks to Red. Three-pointer. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Boy, they are not messing around here, guys. They are really banging the glass hard early on.
+5 margin already in rebounding, and it looks like this is going to be a factor all game.
Bucks leading by 5. And here's Jennings. Really played well against New Jersey in his last outing. Low block shot. Fired short, but gets the kind roll and goes in. Bogut's got 5. Here are the Celtics with the ball. They trail by 7. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And I thought there were some very creative things that they tried at the offensive end. They got great movement and spacing and really paid off for them.
Well, me too, Steve. I mean, we both like to view ourselves as students of the game, and I was really impressed with a lot of the set plays they ran. They knew exactly how to attack that defense.
Here's Udrich. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce on the wings. Glenn Davis out there with Murphy. That's the Boston 5. Pierce against Red. Here's Udrich. Clock at 6. Goes up off the pick. Dunks it down.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
You know, the story with Milwaukee last year was a team that just struggled to score the ball, Kevin. I mean, nobody was able to consistently put it in the basket for them.
Well, the defense wasn't bad, but I think they've got to tighten up on it. You got to wonder about the effort defensively. They did not get back there.
Yeah, you know what? A beautiful finish one way or the other, though.
Jacks up a 3. And Bahamute pulls it in. And Clark, on that note, only $6 in double-digit scoring averages last year. With Jennings, the fleet-footed Jennings, topping the list at 16.
You know, it was just the fact that the top scorer was only at 16 a game.
Yeah, and Jennings is shooting about 40%, so that's part of the problem. He takes a lot of shots. He doesn't always make them. So usually you need your top scorers to be high percentage shooters. It allows you to get back defensively, and it allows you to really be able to count on somebody night after night. And their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second quarter.
Well, the lead being maintained will not be a problem if they keep shooting the way they have so far.
And that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
You know, guys, he's always looking for that open 3. I mean, that's his strength, and sometimes the best time to get the 3 is in transition.
Davis with the double team. Boykins kicks to Red. Gets a look. The offensive rebound. And Bahamute working against Allen. The second chance effort. Good. He hits the jump shot. Ilyasova's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Here's the monster. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Bucks leading by 14. Now Udrich. His last outing, he had 8 points. Ilyasova dishes to Boykins. Pulls up on the elbow, and it's good. And the Bucks lead by 16. 1:10 left to play here in the second quarter. Ray Allen is on the wing. Over Udrich. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. 59 seconds left in the first half. Here is Boykins. Picked up by Davis. It's Red outside. A rebound by the Celtics.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
The shot by Pierce will not go. With the prospect of making a big lead even bigger.
Yeah, and they've got to jump at the chance to actually stretch this thing out even more.
Good point. Red passes to Ilyasova. Can't get it to go. So Boston will take it the other way. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit, and that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Here's the monster. He's got 9. Lets it go with a 3. And that one's good. 12 points for him.
It took him a little while, but he's really got that 3 working now. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Here's Boykins. Oh, he got it! Oh, buzzer!
Knock it down! Right at the horn!
Nothing can beat the NBA on a... Out at target center was the Timberwolves.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has... Here's the monster. He's got 12. Good in defending. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 14.
That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession. Well, we all know Rajon Rondo is among the fastest players in the NBA, but he's really the only Celtic who wants to get out and run. This is more of a half-court team. In fact, Boston finished in the bottom 10 in the league in fast break points.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Dooling is out there with Earl Boykins. Then there's Carlos Delfino. Then it's CDR. And it's Gooden in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Steve, you're talking about the Celtics and their slower pace, bottom 10 in fast break points. Clark, I guess that's often the case for more veteran teams. They don't want to get into a track.
Yeah, I think they've got to be more efficient in terms of how they massage offensive possessions. I mean, you look at Rondo, who is an absolute burner, but the rest of the starting unit probably better suited to a half-court game. And it'll be interesting seeing how the Celtics go forward because Rondo moving into his prime and obviously more effective in an up-and-down game. Will the Celtics acquiesce to who he is and what his best type of game is as they go forward? After shooting a little over 50% in the first half, which is excellent, they find themselves struggling here in the second. They're still on top, but the shooting percentage has gone south.
1:43 left to play in the third. Dooling with it. Now here is Douglas Roberts. And the pass to Boykins.
He wasn't paying any attention to the defense. Poor pass there.
Here's Wafer. Feeds to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. Unloads. And there are the Celtics with another basket. Here's Dooling. Shoots over Bradley. Sticks it from 17 feet. Dooling's got 5 points so far. Kicks it to Wafer. Here's the monster. He's got 18. There's the 3. No good.
A tight game here, and neither team has been able to gain an upper hand on the backboards.
Well, both teams really getting after it inside. It's been an interesting battle.
A nice shot by Boykins.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Here is Douglas Roberts. 24 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now Boykins from the arc. They grab their own miss. Wafer for 3. The shot no good. It could go. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Back here in just a moment here in... Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. Today's Sprite...
Checking in from both sides. The monster in its shooting guard. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. Rajon Rondo is out there with Allen. That's the Boston 5.
I don't like his body language, guys, right now. He looks like he's completely out of rhythm.
Rondo gets a hand down. And the Bucks making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Now a timeout called by Boston. They trail by 3. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He's still pretty confident, turning to his guys and saying, I don't care what the scoreboard says. We're still in the driver's seat if we play up to our standards.
Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Celtics ball. There's 1:26 left in the game. Here's the monster. It's good. This game is all even. He's got 24.
Well, another uncontested three there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open threes.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open three-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up one, but you start giving three-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're down by 2. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Here is Jennings. He's covered by Rondo. Rondo against Jennings. Pass to Bogut. Shot clock at 6. And it's going to go the other way.
Huge turnover there, and at a bad time, too. You have to value every possession.
Here's Rondo. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
Yeah, as long as they concentrate, get a good look at the basket, make this a smart possession, they should be in good shape.
Six on the shot clock. For 3. Knocks down the trifecta.
Yeah, you can tell they're getting frustrated defensively out here. All these three-pointers falling.
Yeah, Steve, they're ready to throw their hands up. You can see it. The frustration is very visible. I mean, when you spread the floor and shoot the three the way they've done here in the second half, it's really hard to defend.
What a clutch shot there.
Really, the definition of clutch.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're winning by 2. 12 seconds left in the fourth. Seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Not a lot of options there. They have to try to extend this game, so good foul.
Yeah, and if they can catch a break, they might still be able to tie this thing up, Steve.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
Oh, man. He had a chance to ice the game and couldn't get it done.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 2. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, we'll see what they come up with. Plenty of time. If they execute, they should be able to get a good look here.
I agree with you, Steve, but I'd like to see him pound it inside and try to get to the rim.
Jennings. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to open.
Great game out there tonight. You set your career high in points. Was this just a one-time outburst, or do you see yourself scoring like this on a regular basis?
I feel like this is definitely something I can do on a regular basis. If I keep working hard and letting the game come to me, I know I can put up a lot of points. I've got the tools to be a scorer. I just need to keep looking for new ways to utilize them, basically.
place they call the Palace of Auburn Hills, outside Detroit, the home of the Pistons. We're broadcasting today's game live. So for the Celtics, their last game a win against the Bucks. And that was a close call. They pulled it out with a win and just 2 points at that. But it wasn't easy.
They really cashed in on all the fouls.
Here's Stuckey. His last outing, he had 8 points. Prince backing him down. Hammers it home.
A true power dunk, Kev. I thought he might squeeze the air out of the ball on that one.
Well, when he gets it near the basket, you know where he's headed.
And he's going fast and with force.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, I spoke briefly with Lawrence Frank. When I asked what his approach would be to breaking down this tough defense, he said, patience. If we start getting antsy out there, we'll start making mistakes and the whole game will unravel. It's a matter of us playing within ourselves and not getting too panicked when things don't go our way. Patience is key, Kevin.
Thanks for getting back to us on that report, Doris. Guys?
You know, it's really important not to be afraid of the defense over there. I mean, you can't be playing in a fearful fashion. You just got to pick your spots and execute.
Yeah, and be aggressive. You know, you're right, Clark. You can't be intimidated by the speed and strength of this defense. You got to have confidence and take your shots when they're there and attack the lanes when you got an opportunity. And Ben Gordon really has been a disappointment the last couple of seasons for Detroit. Remember, he was a 20-point scorer in Chicago, but that production has really fallen off in the last couple of seasons.
Allen gets whistled for blocking. That is his first foul of the game.
That's the right call there. He tried to take the charge, but did not have position.
No, he didn't, Steve. He was out of position and a clear block.
Here's Gordon, averaging 6 points per contest. Pushes up, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. Well, Clark, why do you think Ben Gordon's numbers have fallen so?
You know, it's hard to say. It could be a number of factors. One, they don't really have a true point guard. Stuckey is adequate there, but he's more of a scoring point guard. How is Ben Gordon being used? I mean, what role does he play? How do they get him set up for his shot opportunities? And shooting percentages have rebounded somewhat, but his scoring numbers are down, playing time, who you're out there on the floor with. And then some of it you have to look at Ben Gordon. How did he prepare and get ready for this particular season? I mean, all of that is open to speculation.
5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Prince misses. Celtics trail by 5. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, it's clear. The Pistons have certainly fallen off of late. But in the past, we've seen some classic playoff battles between these two teams, the Pistons and Celtics. I mean, they faced off twice in the last decade, but the real glory days of this rivalry were back in the 80s. Oof. Late 80s, that is.
Yes. Launches a 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And it's the Celtics with the ball, trailing by 5. Outside Rondo. Hamilton against Pierce. Makes it off the glass. Pierce has got his first points in this one. If you're thinking back to the Pistons-Celtics rivalries in the 80s, those teams faced off in the... Here's Rondo. Tracy McGrady is out there with Rodney Stuckey. Then there's Richard Hamilton. Then it's Greg Monroe. And it's Villanueva in at the 4-man position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. The offensive rebound. The tray. That's good. He has 5.
Well, not the best defensive scheme, and it results in a wide-open look.
Tipped. Even numbers. And Pierce backs in. Here's the monster. Here's the 3. Rebound by Greg Monroe.
Similarities between Rivers the coach and Doc Rivers the player. I mean, he had the height to play shooting guard. but was the most valuable running the show as the point guard.
Here is Villanueva, coming off a solid outing against Washington. Right at the free throw line, the rebound by the Celtics. Pierce has got his 4th rebound in this one. Great point, Clark, on Rivers. You know, the teams that he has coached, Orlando and Boston, really embody it. Steve, they all play smart, tough defensively, well coached up and down.
Yeah, it is interesting how teams kind of take on their coach's personality, and that's definitely been the case with Boston and Doc Rivers. He, as a player, he was tough, he was smart, he was competitive, and it sure shows in the way his Boston teams have played the last few years.
The Pistons making a switch here. Wallace is checked in.
It would be easy to go on at length about Rondo's shot, but one theory is his hands are actually too big, and I think there may be something to that. When you talk about some guys that have struggled shooting the ball, it's almost like he's holding a tennis ball out there. It's an asset in some ways, but maybe in terms of shot mechanics, it can be a little difficult.
That was interesting. He was at a huge disadvantage size-wise, but he found his way to the basket.
Well, Steve, you know, giving up some height on the mismatch didn't really affect him.
Allen for 3. The shot, no good. So Detroit will take it the other way. But Clark, you brought up Rondo's hands. He can palm the ball standing at only 6'2". Sometimes you see him drive the lane and look like he's going to pass and take it and back him and bring it back again, kind of the old okey-doke. He's a talented kid, there's no doubt. You can do that, Steve.
Well, that's impressive. At 6'2", to have hands like that, and that's a big reason why he's got such great ball control in transition, and that's why he gets so many steals, too. Long arms, big hands. He's just really, really tough to deal with out there.
Now here's Stuckey. Not a lot of room. Backing in. The jump hook. This one for 3. Snatched up. Here's Hamilton, and he makes good on the layup. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And you can see the strategy has been to take the ball inside here.
That's where you get high percentage looks and draw fouls, Steve, and it's a good way to play.
Here's the monster. Jacks up a 3. Boston again missing.
You know, right before the All-Star break, the Pistons were the worst rebounding team in the league. But they kind of turned things around after that.
Here's McGrady. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey. Now it's a 4-point Piston lead. Here's Rondo, averaging 8 points a game. So the Pistons, after last year's All-Star game, they climbed to the middle of the pack in terms of rebounding. Steve, that was a good sign and certainly something to build on.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that rebounding change, Kevin, was the play of Greg Monroe, their rookie last year from Georgetown. He gave them the beef they needed inside, and he helped solve a lot of their rebounding problems.
Passes it to Hamilton, and Allen picks him up defensively. Just 5 to shoot. No good from Hamilton. Celtics trail by 4. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And it was a
Celtics lead by 3.
Sunday, a great day for basketball if you ask me, so let's recap all the action here on HB at the half. Boston leading against the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. They're passing. The Charlotte Bobcats trailing the Kings out in.
Welcome back. Here's Bradley. 7-point differential. On the court for the Celtics. The monster, he's in at point guard. Murphy out there with Von Wafer. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Davis in at the 5. From outside the arc, Detroit with the rebound. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this season series plays out. This is the first of 4 games these two teams will play.
Now here's Bynum. From about 16, they get the rebound.
Well, I tell you what, really a good job to get open and then just kind of box the release.
The monster, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Detroit.
Yeah, the official all over that one. That's a good call there.
You got to give credit to the official there. I mean, being in the right position to make that call, that's what they get paid to do.
And he makes both free throws. And in terms of the 4 games between these two this season, I think it's a series that could get pretty heated as the games go on.
Well, we'll see what kind of tone is set here tonight. I think that might go a long way to determining what the rest of the series is like. But we'll see. Tonight will be the beginning of whatever tone is going to be set.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
Bynum with it. From 17 feet out. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
And the Celtics, of course, with so much history, and so many of the former players are around Boston and go to the games. And I think they're very proud of the way this current Celtic team plays. Very unselfish.
For the Pistons, Ben Wallace, he's checked in for Monroe. Villanueva comes in for Chris Wilcox. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Tariq White. The Celtics also changing it up. Jermaine O'Neal is checked in for Murphy. Pierce comes in for Von Wafer. And it's Allen in for Avery Bradley. Prince's shot is good. Speaking of the Celtics ball movement part, they were tied for 4th in assists last season, over 23 a game.
They really share the sugar. I mean, Rondo is the catalyst and the initiator of that because he's a pure point guard. I mean, he can dominate games without scoring the ball because he does such a good job setting people up. The big 3, Garnett, Pierce, Allen, all tremendous basketball savvy and understanding. They know how to play the game, and they know that the best shot is the result of ball movement.
And they know at this stage of their careers, all deep in their 30s, unselfishness will be the one thing that will lead to success, right?
Well said. You're exactly right about that. They can't do it on their own anymore. They've got to rely on each other.
From downtown, and again, Boston with the triple.
Defensively, guys, they just don't seem to be giving the same kind of effort that they were in the first half of the game.
Now here's Bynum. He's covered closely. Villanueva backing down. Out to Wallace. 6 to shoot. Here's Bynum. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Ray Allen picks one up.
You know, Detroit's play against the...
And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W.
Don't know if you've seen it yet, but you're on the cover of yet another magazine. What's it like to see yourself getting such worldwide recognition at this stage in your career?
It's a real honor, man. I've been dreaming about playing in the NBA and being on magazine covers since I was a little kid. And now to see myself on another one is pretty amazing. It's the kind of thing I can look back on one day and be proud of, that's for sure. For now, I'll enjoy it some, but I can't let myself get too caught up in that kind of thing, you feel me? The team and this season are way too important for that.
On the office, arranging 2.5 meals.